from whence you came? Was there a real risk of that at some point?
There was a tremendous risk of that. I had a horrible temper. I was one of those people who thought they had a lot of rights. If you know anybody like that, those are people who are always angry because somebody's always infringing on their rights. I remember once a fellow hit me with a pebble. It didn't hurt, but I was incensed that he would dare hit me with a pebble. And I picked up a large rock, hurled it at his face, broke his glasses, almost put his eye out. Another time, a fellow was trying to close my locker at school. I didn't want to close. I struck him in the forehead with my fist. Unfortunately, still had the lock in my hand, put a 3-inch gash in his forehead. My mother was trying to get me to wear something. I didn't want to wear it. Picked up a hammer, went to hit her in the head with it. Fortunately, my brother caught it from behind. Other than that, I was a pretty good kid. But you can you can see how that temper can really create a problem for you. And, when I was 14, another youngster angered me, and I had a large camping knife, and I tried to stab him in the abdomen with it.
I feel I should move my chair. The questions are going to get tougher here in a minute.
And fortunately, he had a large metal belt buckle under his clothing. The knife blade struck with such force that it broke, and he fled in terror. But I was more horrified than he as I realized I was trying to kill somebody. I locked myself in the bathroom and started contemplating my life and realizing that I would never realize my dream of becoming a physician with a temper like that. And I just fell on my knees and I prayed, and there was a Bible there, and I picked it up and opened to the book of Proverbs.
Were you a religious, were you born again at that time or not?
Theoretically, but not in actuality. And as I started reading from the book of Proverbs, there were all these verses in there about fools. And it seemed like they were all written about me. And then there were all these verses about anger. Like Proverbs 19:19, there's no point getting an angry man out of trouble. He's just going to get right back into it. But also verses like Proverbs 16:32, mightier is the man who can control his temper than the man who can conquer a city. And for hours, 3 hours, I stayed in there, reading, contemplating, praying. And I came to an understanding during those 3 hours that to react, to punch somebody in the face, to kick down a door was not a sign of strength, but rather a sign of weakness. And it meant that you could be easily manipulated by other people. And I also realized it was a sign of selfishness to always be angry, because it's always about me, my, and I. Somebody did this to me, they're in my space, all this kind of stuff. And when I came out of that bathroom after 3 hours, I was a different person. I've never had another angry outburst since that day.
Literally.
Yeah.